A very surprising area of tension in the body is held around the pelvic floor. And I have a lot of success with people by doing releases to the pelvic floor using a soft ball, in this case, the Franklin method ball, which I will link below for you to get if you don't have one. And it can help a lot with people who are experiencing things of sacroiliac joint dysfunction, lower back issues, groin pain, hip pain. It covers a lot of things, surprisingly. So let's go ahead and find a surface to sit on, which is a little harder. So if you have a coffee table or you have a chair that doesn't have a back to it or something like that, go and find yourself somewhere nice to sit and then grab yourself the soft ball. So we're going to take a look at where the pelvic floor muscles are living, and that is at the base of the pelvis. So right now, as I'm sitting, this is how it looks. As I flip it here, the contact points we're going to think of are the two sit bones, the pubic bone at the front, and then the tailbone at the back. So our first movement is going to take the ball and we're going to sit right into the center of that space. And as you can see, it is not a very large space. So when you're ready, lift yourself up and drop onto the ball surface. So in this position, for some people, this is excruciatingly uncomfortable. So make yourself as least stress as possible, which means let the weight of your shoulders drop down. Use your hands to support you up if you need to take a little bit of that weight off. At the moment, all we're doing is sitting. We're just letting the body's tissues slowly start to unfold. I think of it like a tablecloth over a table. So just letting those muscles drape over the ball. An image I usually use with my clients is think of laying an egg. So we're just sitting here and letting the process happen. The longer we sit in this position, the more your muscles are going to start to unwind themselves. You never want to be in a position where you feel like you're doing damage to your body. So if the pressure underneath is unbearable, take the ball out and put it back in for shorter amounts of time. So we're going to take our ball away now. And as you sit down, you'll probably find a lot of things have changed already in such a small time. Things could be wider spread. You might even be more aware of your pelvic floor area. There's a lot of nerves in this area as well as muscles, a lot of blood flow. So we've done some really good things there. The next movement we're going to make is that we're going to take the ball and we're going to put it just on the inside edge of your right sitting bone. We're then going to do a rolling technique where we move the pelvis over the ball, rolling from the sit bone to the tailbone region. And then we're going to roll from the sit bone to the pubic bone region. Once we've done that, we'll end with the ball on the inside of the sit bone. And I showed you skew because that's how you're going to feel when we get into that position. So let's go. The ball comes onto the inside of the right sitting bone area, and then using your hands to support you, you're going to go from sit bone to tailbone. And yeah, it's going to make noises underneath, and that's okay. And just imagining that you're on the inside edge of that pelvis. That's important, right? We don't want to be on the outside area where the big glutes are and other muscle groups. Now you're going to go in the opposite direction. So thinking pubic bone and sit bone. And again, different places, different sensations. Now we have a heap of muscles running in this area. So doing this kind of general massage is going to be very beneficial. And then we're going to end with that ball just on the inside edge of your right sit bone. So as you can see, the right sit bone is up and the left sit bone is down. Again, use your hands if you need to. We're going to bring the left sit bone up to balance and then lower it back down. Now, if you don't need the hands, this is quite a nice one to try and do without, because you'll be getting a lot of toning through your deep abdominals of your internal, I've forgotten the name of the muscle, your internal oblique and your transverse abdominis. So many muscles in the body, we forget them all the time. All right, and then holding here, we take the ball out and then just rest yourself down. So we always like to have just a moment of comparison, a sense of understanding what just happened. So in my body at the moment, I'll share with you that the right side feels spread out. It feels kind of like water just flowing away. The left side feels like there's this bony bit that I'm still sitting on. So the two sides are feeling vastly different to each other. If I open my knee on the right side, I feel like it's a very smooth movement to go open and even to come in. As I do that on the left, I can see and sense that the range is just not there. It's kind of like there's a bit of a stuckness. So I want to go and repeat on the left side now so that I can get the same benefit. So same action, we sit onto the ball just on the inner edge of that sitting bone area, and we're going to roll from sit bone to tailbone. So moving on a diagonal. And as you're moving, you are on bony bits, and that's okay, but of course there are lots of muscles, ligaments, and heaps of fascia in between. And then we'll go from sit bone to pubic bone. And always important that you are double checking that the safety of your body is paramount. And then we're going to sit on just that inside edge of your left sit bone. Again, if you need some hand support to bring the right hip up and then bringing it back down, use the hands. Otherwise, if you can do it without, that's even better. That way you'll be using more toning around your obliques. And up and down. And then we'll do that one more time, lift and lower, and then bringing the ball out and just feeling again that new sense of what your pelvis is like. So now I feel much more even across the two sides. If I open that left knee, it just wants to swing open again, like the right one did originally. We're going to do one more movement. I'm going to turn sideways to do it. We're going to sit in the center again and just lifting back into the midline. And then from there, we're going to do a roll of the pelvis. So you're just going to tilt the pelvis backward and roll the pelvis forward. So going through this movement, again, puts more pressure either at the front or the back of the pelvis. And, different people feel it in different areas. This can be all due to, maybe you've had surgeries in this area. Maybe you've had babies in this area. There's many things that can cause distress in the pelvic floor region. And then coming back up and taking the ball out one more time. And then again, just taking your seat and noticing what has happened. So as I sit here, even my posture has shifted. I can feel I'm lighter in my body. I feel very dense in my pelvis, but my spine is very lifted and lengthened out of the body. I wonder what your response is going to be. I know this is a pretty detailed and intense area to do release work in. That's why I mentioned it's so important that you get a soft ball to work with. If you do this with a hard ball or a spiky ball, it's just not going to give you the same benefit. It's just going to create a resistance barrier. Your body will not want to release over it. I hope you find immense relief out of the series, and let me know in the comments below if you enjoyed it and if there's anything else that I can help you with. Remember to like, comment, and subscribe if you got value from the video, and I'll look forward to seeing you again soon.